It is 5:37 p.m. Wednesday evening, April 5th, 2023. We're aboard Amtrak 43, the Pennsyvanian, headed from Moynihan Train Hall, Penn Station, New York City, to Pittsburgh. We just departed the Amtrak station at Altoona, Pennsylvania, and I'm taking you to Pittsburgh and connecting to the Capital Limited overnight to Chicago Union Station. We're on the Norfolk Southern Railroad Pittsburgh line, originally Pennsylvania Railroad. We're starting up the east slope of the Allegheny Mountains. The summit will be Gallitzin, Pennsylvania, at in a tunnel 2,225 feet above sea level. It's like an eastbound rarity, an eastbound Norfolk Southern Railroad unit coal train, maybe metallurgical coal, heading for export out of Baltimore, Maryland on a ship. We've got three main tracks. We'll soon be rounding the world famous Horseshoe Curve. I'll go to a side window to get it, so give you all a better view of the Horseshoe Curve. Mid-train, two General Electric mid-train DPUs in the coal train, these distributed power unit locomotives. And he's coming down the east slope, probably around a 1.8% grade. Our consist is one General Electric P42 DC diesel electric locomotive, one baggage car, one Amfleet business class car, one Amfleet cafe car, and four Amfleet coaches. It was 76 degrees today in Altoona. Looks like even brake shoe smoke coming off the coal train hoppers. And there's the world famous Brickyard crossing. No more Brickyard. The blue building was the site of the Brickyard. Famous spot for photographers, especially in days of Pennsylvania Railroad steam. The blue buildings are now UTZ, a provider of snacks. Used to be 4 tracks when it was the Pennsylvania Railroad, now it's 3. But each track is signaled for both directions. I think the Norfolk Southern Railroad Allegheny dispatcher is located in Pittsburgh. Let's go to a side window for Horseshoe Curve. The huge massive fill across the valley was all done by hand. Irish laborers using picks and shovels and gunpowder. Completed in 1849, considered one of the greatest engineering feats in the world. This is one of the Amfleet coaches. They still use manned helper locomotives on the Norfolk Southern Freight's SD70 ACU locomotives. A joint electromotive division, General Motors Corporation, LaGrange, Illinois, Norfolk Southern Juniata Works Altoona effort, converted from EMD Electromotive Division, General Motors Corporation, SD9043 MAC MAC locomotives. Conductor today is my buddy Dale Secker. He'll probably make a nice PA announcement about rounding the world famous Horseshoe Curve. And on display at Horseshoe Curve is a Electromotive Division General Motors Corporation, LaGrange, Illinois GP9 diesel electric locomotive. Used to be a K4S 462 Pennsylvania Railroad steam locomotive number 1361. Now under restoration at the Railroaders Memorial Museum in Altoona. And one of the city of Altoona reservoirs we're looking at, originally constructed by the Pennsylvania Railroad, purchased later by the city of Altoona. See our train here. Comes an eastbound Norfolk Southern freight. It'll probably block our view at Horseshoe Curve. Oh, good. Just two SD70 ACU helper locomotives. They probably shoved eastbound Norfolk Southern freight up the west slope from Conemaugh or Johnstown to Gallitzin. Now they're running late down Altoona. Altoona's the base point for all the manned helper locomotives. That mountain in the distance, will be going along the side of that mountain after we cross the valley on a massive fill on the Horseshoe Curve.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look out to your right and left-hand side of the train, we are going to be rounding the world famous Horseshoe Curve. Once again, world famous Horseshoe Curve, running left-hand side of the train. Constructed by the Pennsylvania Railroad with 450 Irishmen. They got paid 25 cents an hour, and they worked a 12-hour day, using all manual labor, including pickaxes, shovels, black powder, and mules. To move all the dirt salt around and create the Horseshoe Curve. It did take a few years to construct this curve, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are now rounding the world famous Horseshoe Curve.
We're now on the Horseshoe Curve. I think it's about a 10-degree curve. Oh shoot! Oh, and it opened for the season today. There's a GP9 on display. There's a funicular, or there are 194 steps to walk up. There's one of the city of Altoona reservoirs. Let's go in the back again. due into Pittsburgh at 7:59 p.m. My Capital Limited arrives on time from Washington, D.C. Depart at 11:59 p.m. Pittsburgh. Arrive Chicago Union Station tomorrow morning, 8:45 a.m. From Pittsburgh to Cleveland, Ohio, we'll be in the former Pennsyvanian Railroad. We'll be on the Norfolk Southern Railroad. Cleveland to Chicago will be on Norfolk Southern Railroad, former New York Central Railroad. And this is MG. There's the old tower about to be demolished by Norfolk Southern. MG Tower stands for middle of the grade. We're about midway up the east slope of the Alleghenies, Altoona to Cresson. Tracks are about to separate the track over all the way on the right. That'll be going through, I believe, what's called the New Portage Tunnel. And we'll be going through, I believe it's called the Allegheny Tunnel. That may be incorrect, and my description will have the correct name of the tunnel we're going through. You see the track on the far right is a different gradient. That's known as a slide because eastbound freight trains, if the engineer doesn't have the braking under control going down the slide, that track on the far right, he's had his last dinner. About to enter the tunnel on the summit of the Alleghenies for Norfolk Southern and the former Pennsyvanian Railroad, Cresson, Pennsylvania. And that line, the tunnel there, that was a secondary line of the Pennsylvania Railroad that went around Horseshoe Curve. The line went off at Altoona, down through Hollidaysburg and around Horseshoe Curve and came back in here. And now we're in the summit of the Alleghenies Tunnel. I believe it's Allegheny Tunnel again. My description will have the correct name. When we come out, we'll see the town of Cresson. And from Cresson to about Johnstown, we'll be going down the west slope of the Alleghenies. Again, the summit here is 2,225 feet above sea level. And a view of Cresson, Pennsylvania. Track curving off to the right that loops around, joins the line that goes through New Portage Tunnel. That allows the helper locomotives to go cut off just before that switch and then go around the loop and then run by themselves back down the east slope. to Altoona to shove another westbound up the east slope. Next up will be Cresson, Pennsylvania. It was the base point for the helper locomotives, now Altoona is. And up higher on the left, that's the line through that goes through the New Portage Tunnel, rejoining us. Interlocking at Cresson is MO, used to be a tower, now just a remote control interlocking MO. Now we're going down the west slope. Coming into Cresson, Pennsylvania, Cresson. On the right will be the Station Inn, popular place for rail fans to stay at. Looking right out on this Norfolk Southern Pittsburgh line. This is MO interlocking Cresson, PA. Over on the left was the base point for helpers. Now they're based in Altoona. That big white building that's on the right, that's the Station Inn. And it's now 6:02 p.m. aboard Amtrak 43, the Pennsyvanian, headed to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, now west of Cresson, Pennsylvania. Wednesday evening, April 5th, 2023, over and out.